I think the most important thing is understanding how we price our rooms to sell and not to occupy. A lot of times we spend our time looking at our PMS data to understand whether or not our rooms are fully occupied, but a lot of time that's because of upgrades that happen. So the price of the room is probably not optimal. So we should be looking instead as to how much we sell those rooms prior to them being occupied. And we can do an analysis that gives us an understanding as to what is that ADR for those room types. And then based on that, if that ADR and the revenue that's coming through is sufficient versus what they are if they're occupied, we should be seeing that we're making more money. So if you're finding that you're selling a lot of rooms, for instance, that are at a really high ADR, but you're finding that you're not selling a lot of them, but they're really occupied, and the occupancy ADR is lower, it's telling me that you are upgrading a lot of people into your premium rooms. So the idea is taking a look overall at your ADR by room type and your occupancy by room type, when they're sold versus when they're occupied, and then understanding what that right balance is for premium for those premium rooms.
The one thing revenue managers must know is have an ability to change, because the only constant we have in this world is change. Everything's going to change, your environment, and sometimes you have to be the change. Your tools are going to change, your owners are going to change, your product's going to change. You may change jobs. So the ability to react to change is probably the one most important thing you need to know.
It's a little difficult to narrow it down to one thing, but I think what we should have revenue managers do is stop looking so much at room revenue, but total revenue management, looking at the outlets and all the other sorts of incomes, upgrades and so on and so forth that brings additional revenue to the hotel. Also, once that's done, you also need to look at your costs as well, cost of channels. So that brings more to the bottom line, and every revenue manager should be looking at their P&L, because it's not just about the top line revenue, the bottom line revenue as well.
Revenue managers really need to know to price to demand. Make sure you're confident in your hotel and figure out how to get the best share of wallet of each of your guests. If you can be a $79 hotel on some days when you're more full, why not be an $89?